You're all very welcome back. That was a quick 10 minutes, so hopefully you enjoyed those two videos. I really get great value out of seeing them time and time again. It really demonstrates why Laois is the centre of Ireland to live, work and do business. Our next speaker, again, a very familiar face to everybody on the call today, I'm sure, and I'm sure many of you have engaged with Evan over the years. Laois Chamber have formed a great working relationship with the local enterprise office, and they've been very kind in their support of many of the events that we've run, particularly during lockdown, and also supporting today's event. You're very welcome, Evelyn. Evan is head of Laois. So I'm going to hand it over to let Evelyn tell us all about the financial supports that are out there for businesses.
Okay, so just bear with me for a minute. Let's see, hopefully I'll be able to share this.
Great, Evelyn.
Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to
Okay, great. Okay, so good morning, everybody. It's great to have this opportunity to give you an overview of some of the supports that are available through the local enterprise office. I'm sure at this stage you all know what the local enterprise office does, but for any of you on the call that don't, we're a first-stop shop for anyone, for all your business needs. So for anyone thinking of starting or growing a business in County Laois, we're here to support you on your journey, and we offer a comprehensive range of supports from training and mentoring to financial supports. Now, I don't have to tell you that 2020 was an extremely challenging year for the business sector in County Laois. And from our experience, businesses in Laois faced those challenges with resilience and courage, and they weren't afraid to ask for help along the way. In terms of Laois, the demand for our services increased significantly since March of 2020, and we expect this to continue into 2021. Throughout the year, we had to adapt our services to meet the changing needs of our small businesses, and we will continue to do that going forward. Now, as I already mentioned, there's a range of supports available through Laois, but because of time constraints this morning, I'm going to focus on 5 areas. But we are happy to sit down with any of you on an individual basis to discuss possible supports relevant to your specific needs. Sorry now. So the areas I'm going to look at today are financial supports, the trading online voucher, microfinance, Ireland business loan, Brexit supports and soft supports. So the Laois provide a range of financial supports to assist with the establishment of new businesses or the expansion of an existing businesses. And in the main, we receive a budget from the department to support businesses in the manufacturing and internationally traded services sectors employing under 10. So the following options are only relevant to businesses in those sectors. So there are 4, I suppose, areas that we can assist in terms of financial support. So a feasibility study grant. This is designed to assist businesses with researching market demand for a product or service and examining its sustainability. We can fund up to 15,000 or 60% of eligible expenditure, and that can cover market research, consultancy, new product development, etc. A priming grant, this is for businesses trading 18 months or less, and it's to purchase capital equipment and supports costs for new employees. There's a maximum grant of 80,000 or 50%, whichever is the lesser. A business expansion grant, this is for businesses trading more than 18 months and looking to expand their business. Again, there's a maximum grant of 80,000 there, or 50%, whichever is lesser. And again, it can be used to purchase capital equipment or support costs for new employees. And then the final area there is the technical assistance for micro enterprises, or the TAME grant as it has become known. And I suppose this grant has been the most underutilised this year, because most businesses would use this grant to go to trade shows to explore export markets. And because of COVID, that didn't happen this year. So there was no opportunity for them to do that. But the grant can be used for translating your website or looking at your branding. So I would encourage you maybe to look at those areas. There's a maximum grant of 2,500, again, 50%, whichever is lesser. So what I would say to you is, obviously there's an application process. We're happy to sit down with you before you make an application and look at the areas that you're looking for funding for, and we'll be able to tell you whether those areas are eligible or not. So in terms of eligibility criteria, I suppose there is obviously a few areas. So the business has to be registered in Laois. You have to fall within our priority sectors, so that's manufacturing or internationally traded services. You have to employ 10 or less with a turnover of 2 million or less, operate in the commercial field, have potential for growth in domestic or export markets, have potential to create jobs, and show there is a market for your product or service. But as I said, we will sit down with you before you make an application, and we'll be able to tell you whether you're eligible for funding or not. So moving along then to the trading online voucher. So this is really for anyone that's looking at adding a shop to their website, and they can apply for a trading online voucher for up to 2,500. And just, I suppose, to give you a sense of the demand for this support in 2020, 254 businesses applied in 2020. And if we look back at 2019, 23 businesses applied. So that'll give you an idea. We approved 405,935 in funding for the trading online voucher scheme alone. So what you need to know when you're going to apply for a trading online voucher, it's to develop a new e-commerce website or upgrade an existing one. So it can't be just a brochure website. There has to be an online shop attached to it. You can use it to get specialist IT and digitalization consultancy. You can add online payment or booking systems, develop an app, advertise online, or subscribe to a retail platform solution. So the voucher is worth 2,500 or 50% of eligible costs, whichever again is lesser. You can now apply for a second voucher once the first voucher has been fully used. You must be trading 6 months, employ between 1 and 10 staff. We would encourage you to attend a trading online voucher seminar through the Leo, and this will, I suppose, give you an idea of what the voucher can be used for and how best to put your application together. So the trading online voucher process is a competitive process, so eligibility does not guarantee approval. And the application requires 3 quotes. So I would encourage you that if you are submitting an application for a TOV, submit all the relevant documentation, because it'll only delay your application otherwise. Now, the next one I'm going to look at is the microfinance business loan. Now, this isn't a grant, but it's a loan, and it's used by many businesses to purchase stock or maybe to fund their cash flow. And it's a loan between 5,000 and 25,000. And we will assign you a mentor to support you on this application to give you every chance of being successful. So it's really the same as applying for a loan through any bank. MFI will look for viability in the business, so they will look for historical trading, and that's just to give them an indication of your ability to repay the loan. So the loan terms are typically up to 3 years. The first 6 months are interest and repayment fee. There's no fees, no hidden costs or charges, fixed repayments, and there's no penalty for early repayment. 4.5% interest rate when applying with Leo Laois. So you can go direct to microfinance, but I would suggest I would encourage you to come through the Leo. Not only do you get the reduced interest rate, but you will have someone to work on the application with you. So in terms of eligibility, so it's for any business with less than 10 employees and an annual turnover of up to 2 million, and someone that's not in a position to avail of finance from banks and other commercial lending providers. We'll move on to Brexit supports. So I suppose we're still somewhat in unknown territory here. There are lots of supports out there, and not just through the Leo office. The link on the slide there, you should click on that, and that will take you to all the supports that are available through Leo, through Enterprise Ireland, through Intertrade Ireland. So there's an array of supports there. But just very quickly, we'll go down through a few of them through the Leo office. And the first one there is the Brexit readiness checker. So you can get this through our website. Now it's Enterprise Ireland is providing this, but it's an online tool that will assist your business get ready for Brexit. So for anyone that hasn't done anything, they can go on, complete a short online survey, and then receive a report highlighting the areas they need to take action on. So I would encourage you to log on and do that. Ready for Customs grant. Again, this is through Enterprise Ireland, but if you're a Leo client, you can avail of it. So Enterprise Ireland will assist your business to increase its capacity to manage the customs process after the 1st of January. Now, some businesses will do this in-house, others will outsource this to a customs agent. But if you're thinking of doing it in-house, there's a grant of up to 9,000 for each new full-time employee that is going to be engaged in customs work. So I would encourage you, if you're looking at dealing with customs in-house, then this is something you can apply for. The Brexit mentoring, this is designed to support Leo clients identify key areas of exposure, and then will assist in developing robust strategies to address issues and maximise potential opportunities. Again, I would encourage you to engage with us on that, and we will assign a mentor to work with you on a one-to-one basis. Prepare your business for customs workshops. I would urge everyone, regardless of whether you're exporting or not, that if you're getting a product or some supply that comes through the UK, then you need to ensure that you do some customs training so that you understand the kind of costs that are going to be incurred and maybe possible delays on your supply chain. So we run these are run on a monthly basis, either through Leo Leash or other Leos, and anyone can join them. So again, I would encourage you to log on onto our website and get the dates for the next customs workshop. The Lean from Micro. So under this initiative, Leo clients can avail of 5 days consultancy with a Lean expert, and they will work with you to introduce Lean principles and maybe undertake a specific cost reduction project. And obviously that will improve performance and efficiency. At the minute, it's free to our clients, and we pay the Lean mentor. So it's a really good program. It's worth 5,500. So again, I would encourage you to look at this. Financial supports. I've already mentioned the financial supports at the beginning, so they're available in terms of Brexit as well. But there are also other financial supports through Enterprise Ireland, through Intertrade Ireland, and other agencies. Details of those can be got through that link, or just contact us directly and we'll go through the various other supports that are available for Brexit. And then lastly, soft supports. So I mentioned already that our grants are specific to businesses in manufacturing and internationally traded sectors. Our soft supports, and when I talk about soft supports, I'm talking about training and mentoring, and they're open to all sectors. So in terms of training, our training is currently free. It's being delivered remotely. We do lots of training across every aspect of running a business: management development, data protection, Lean, digital marketing, bookkeeping, public relations. So they're just a sample of some of the training programs that we run. They can all be booked on our website. Now, if you log on to our website and a course is booked out, just send us an email to say that you're interested in doing it, because we deliver training on demand. So when we have enough to run a program, we'll continue to run it. So again, I would encourage you to avail of some of our training programs. 1,100 businesses availed of training in 2020, and we would expect that the demand will be as high in 2021. And just to the left there of the slide, that's just a few of the businesses that are, or a few of the programs that are being offered at the minute. And I just put in a slide there about Local Enterprise Week, and that's running from the 1st to the 5th of March, so the week after next. There's a series of mentoring clinics and workshops for businesses or potential businesses. Again, they're all run online, free of charge. We're looking at green, we're looking at PR, we're looking at digital marketing. So across every sector, there's something. There's also spotlight events, and they're national events, and you can avail of those as well. So they're not being run specifically by Laois, but they are being run by a number of Laois around the country, and you can log on and book a place on those. The link is there if you can see it. So it's localenterprise.ie/week, and places will book up quick. So I would encourage you to log on and book your place if you are interested. And then I suppose in terms of mentoring, we would see this as immensely important support for small businesses. It focuses specifically on your needs. We have a panel of mentors across a variety of different disciplines, and we will match them up with a business depending on their specific needs. If we don't have someone on our panel, we can pull from Enterprise Ireland's panel. So whatever your query or challenge is, we will be able to support you on it with a mentor. Mentoring is currently free of charge. It's being delivered remotely. You can apply for up to 3 mentoring sessions, and if you feel you need additional sessions, come back to us and we will give you more. And just there, 400 businesses availed of mentoring in 2020. So again, demand for that continues to be very high. And just finally then, so you don't miss out on any of our events or any of our training or different supports that we will be offering over the year, I would encourage you to sign up for our newsletter. And you can do that through our website, www.localenterprise.ie/Laois. And then you will obviously get a monthly newsletter to, sorry, I don't know what to do there, to highlight different supports. And where are we? We're based in County Hall in Portlaoise. Our website and our email address is there. Staff are working remotely at the moment, so if you ring and you don't get an answer, I would suggest you email us and we will get back to you. As I said, there are lots of supports out there for small businesses. We're happy to sit down with any of you and discuss your specific needs and see how we can tailor our supports to meet your needs. So don't be afraid to contact us. We would love to have the opportunity to talk to you, and we'll help you whatever way we can.
That's great, Evelyn. Thanks very much.
That's it.
Thank you very much. That was a really concise overview of all of the supports, and I'd just like to say well done to all of the Trojan work you've done, particularly during the pandemic. I know it's been a kind of a stressful year for everybody, and you're hearing all of the hard stories from businesses that are struggling. And I have to say, I think, Laois, you're very lucky to have such an active local enterprise office that are willing to engage and are very friendly and easy to deal with.
Thank you, Bernie.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Evelyn. So moving on to our next speaker, we're joined by Jenny Collier from Laois Partnership, and Jenny is going to tell us about some of the funding that is available in 2021.
Hi, Bernie. Thanks very much for inviting me to speak today. My camera's not really working there, but I hope you can see my screen.
Well, not yet. We can hear you, Jenny, but we can't see your screen yet. But if you want to start, there you go. There you go. All good to go. Are you on mute, Jenny?
No, sorry there. So yeah, my name is Jenny Collier. I'm the project officer working with Each Partnership Company on the Leader Rural Development Programme. We work very closely with Evelyn Redden in Laois Enterprise Office and her team, and generally Evelyn would pass on any clients that she has that typically that they can't offer supports to, and she knows that they might be eligible to avail of the Leader funding. So we're in a shorter period of the programme. It's a new one commencing from April 1st, 21 to 2023. Our budget for the next 2 years is €485,767. This is going to be allocated across enterprise projects and community projects. So we have capital supports that we can give to private applicants and companies, and also to tourism related projects as well that are based in County Laois. Another fund that we have rolling through the Leader process is a Leader Food initiative that the Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine have allocated nationally 5 million for artisan and small food producers. This is also open on the 1st of April 21, and it's on a first come, first served basis. It's financial support to be able to assist in market development, competitiveness and innovation within the Irish food industry. Primary agriculture activities are not eligible. There's a few things that might be a bit of a fine line with this, so it's best if there are any food producers or in the food sector that are interested in availing of this grant, just to give me a call and we can have a chat about the eligibility of the project and the project ideas. So we do have good news from the 1st of April. The rates of aid for private applicants, which would be enterprises and small businesses and sole traders, are eligible for a maximum of 75%, up to a maximum of 200,000, whichever is the lesser amount. We have 3 different types of projects. So there's an investment in capital or capital works, and that is 75%. Analysis and development, which is also 75% granted up to a maximum of 30,000. And then there is training, which is up to a maximum of 100,000. There are a few terms and conditions with each of these types of eligibility and funding. So like that, again, if there's any projects in mind with any of the viewers, just to obviously get in touch with Evelyn first and see if the local enterprise office can help, and if they can't, then generally Evelyn will send over the contact details our way and we can have a chat then. So eligible funding through the Leader programme for private enterprises and tourism businesses is capital investment, like I said. So this can be equipment or capital buildings, and expansion. Sometimes we've gotten expressions of interest for expanding warehouse space and storage. Analysis and development, which is feasibility studies on prototype development, market research, or developing a business plan and products. And training. Leader can't fund training that is accredited or part of the normal education system. So any other innovative, or generally it's hobbyist types of training that we would be able to fund. We cannot fund there on the screen. You'll see conventional retail operations are not eligible under the Leader grant, excluding community-based shops or farm shops selling local produce. Primary agriculture, as I said, earlier isn't eligible, but activities that include anything post-harvest or secondary agriculture or adding value is eligible, but it's always good again just to have a chat with us about that. Operational costs are ineligible, motor vehicles and loans. So generally we are able to work with most applicants. If you have received more than 200,000 in public money in the last 3 years, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to provide financial assistance to your enterprise. And then the 3 types of businesses that we can work with, artisan businesses, micro businesses and small businesses. So we do have a large catchment on who we can work with. So if you do have any ideas after you've, I suppose, reached out to the local enterprise office first, you can get in touch with us at the landline here in the office, and we're also working remotely, so someone will be here in the office to be able to take your details and pass them on to me, and then I'll be able to give you a call and talk through the project and whether you're eligible or the project idea is eligible for financial assistance. That's everything. Nice, short and brief.
That's great. Thanks very much, Jenny. And again, it's great to hear from Laois Partnership and to know what is in the pipeline for 2021. I know the Chamber have been very, very lucky enough to avail of a number of supports, and you were great support for the Laois Jobs Fair, which we ran last February. So really a very easy group of people to work with, I have to say, and well done, and thanks for your engagement today and letting us know about the supports. Okay. Hopefully our next speaker is ready to go, and we're joined today by Owen O'Brien. Owen joins us from the Faculty of Lifelong Learning in the IT in Carlow. So Owen, you're very welcome today, and sorry to jump on to you a little bit early, but I knew you'd be there and ready to go. So Owen joins us from the Institute of Technology in Carlow, from the Faculty of Lifelong Learning. So I'll hand it over to yourself, Owen.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. My name is Owen O'Brien. I'm the Lifelong Learning Manager in the Faculty of Lifelong Learning in IT Carlow. So just as a setup to this, I had a quick read of the Laois County Development Plan for 2017-2023. And within that, it talks very much about education as being critical to Laois achieving its socioeconomic potential. The importance of lifelong learning and upskilling. I suppose we would have seen that earlier on with Gary from Grant Engineering talking about the needs of that business to upskill and keep up to date with technological advancements and how they work so closely with the LOETB. And then I suppose the third thing I pulled out of the plan was the need to support entrepreneurs, which Evelyn has spoken very well about. And the whole area of creating education and training programs that support those organizations. So I suppose IT Carlow sits within the southeast technically, but as a born and bred Laoisman, I would have an issue with that, in that Laois is very much within our hinterland, as is Kildare, as is Wicklow. And it's a huge proportion of our student population is made up of people from those counties. So the Faculty of Lifelong Learning, we deliver part-time programs, not just within Carlow, we also deliver off campus as well. We also deliver with linked partners throughout the country. So we do a lot of work with the Irish Defence Forces, Oncosan, organisations like that. We work with childcare committees up and down the country, delivering early childhood education degrees. So we're quite diverse in terms of our spread of programs and who we work with. At the moment, we have in the region of 300 programs, everywhere from level 6 on the national framework to level 9. So again, we would see ourselves as very much complementing the work of the Laois Offaly Enterprise Training Board and their partners. Interestingly, despite our location, going by the 2017-28 statistics from the Higher Education Authority, we have the highest proportion of lifelong learners in the HE sector. So we're leaders in the HE space when it comes to part-time education. And even if I look at the figures, only TU Dublin, who are obviously an urban-based university, actually have more part-time students than us. So in order to get to that level of development, we have to work very closely with industry in developing programs that fit the needs of business. And we do that in two ways. One is by looking at the expert group and future skill needs reports, and that feeds into our programs. And the other way we do it is by working with regional skills managers and local organizations to develop programs. Our programs are generally a combination of academic theory and practical experience. So what you learn today, you implement tomorrow. So again, from an employer perspective, there's great value in terms of engaging with us and considering putting your employees on programs with IT Carlow. In terms of why an employer should look at those things, increasingly stakeholders, both internally to your organization and externally, so your employees, your customers, having that accredited piece of training on your employee CV very much adds value to your business organization and to your bottom line. So for example, we would work closely with VHI in developing customer care programs for their staff. We've worked closely with Laois in the past in terms of developing financial accounting programs for their staff. We've developed supply chain programs with Pfizer and delivered on-site with Pfizer. So we're very much around working with employers and giving their employees that skill set that they need, that the business needs. As a faculty, we're actually quite small in terms of the number of staff that work full-time with us. There's only in the region of 11 staff that work with us across our Wexford, Wicklow and Carlow campuses. But supporting that is over 200 part-time lecturers. So these are people who come into us from industry and they teach in the classroom. So they very much bring that real world experience into the classroom. In terms of the supports that are out there, the Springboard call, Springboard is a government initiative born out of the last recession, and it's aimed at upskilling and reskilling people. Last year, we had in the region of 33 million euros in that fund. This year, it's increased to 41.7 million. For those people who are in employment, it's 90% funded. So it's a really fantastic opportunity to upskill. Any course that's funded at level 6, anybody who's on a pandemic unemployment payment, anybody who's unemployed, or anybody who's classed as a returner, i.e. they left the workforce for carrying responsibilities and now wish to return, they can access Springboard courses for free. Just before I came on the call, I had a quick look at the numbers coming studying with us from Laois, and I was a little bit disappointed by the numbers. So there's only, out of nearly close to 700 students on Springboard funded courses in IT Carlow, only 26 have a postal address in Laois. So it's very much a resource that's underutilized by both individuals and by companies. You heard earlier on from Aisling from Carlow Kilkenny SkillNet, and we work very closely with SkillNets, in particular with Carlow Kilkenny SkillNet. And I've always found Aisling very approachable in terms of offering subsidized training. So at the moment, we're offering a certificate in IP networking and design, and we're also hoping to run a certificate in Python programming, software development language. And that's all been subsidized by Carlow Kilkenny SkillNet. And then the last support that does exist out there for potential employers and employees is the 1916 Bursary Fund. Now, it's a relatively small fund, but it does mean that particular people from disadvantaged backgrounds can reduce the financial barrier to education by availing of the bursary. In terms of what we got last year, now that doesn't mean we'll necessarily get them next year, but going back to the earlier conversation, Niall Kelly from the Cube, energy management, on-site wastewater and disposal. The green economy is definitely something that's going to come up. You heard Niall quote a figure of 27 trillion euros worth of value to the global economy. So we've also had courses in supply chain management, pharmaceutical regulatory affairs, medical device regulatory affairs, health and safety, digital marketing, data science, financial services. So that's just giving you a broad sense of what courses are available to your staff, to your employees in terms of upskilling and developing your people. So I'm going to try and keep to my 10 minutes, Bernie. My contact details are up there, and I can certainly, I'm more than happy to talk to anybody chat room function after the conference. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks very much, Owen, and thanks for jumping in there early. And it's great to, to be collaborating with the IT in Waterford, and exciting times ahead, and particularly for all those funded courses. There's so much out there, and I really encourage businesses to kind of look at even using the courses as an employee retention tool. It's great if a business, really encourages and wants to retain an employee. It says a lot, and there's a good feeling about that an employee knows that the employer is willing to pay for them to upskill and educate themselves. So for anybody that would like to join our virtual rooms, we've put the link up there in the chat box, or if you pop me an email later on. And if you're not available today, please don't hesitate to contact me to get details of any of the speakers that you've heard from today.